Hello guys, welcome to another interesting episode here on my channel. Please, I want you to like, subscribe, and follow my page for more interesting contents like this. So today, I have another mind-boggling question that have been bothering me for some time now. So it's on the unspoken truth about our pre-existence. We all know that before our supposed birth, we were in some kind of form before our birth. So if we should kind of talk more about creation. And so, if I should ask, is the world or creation an emergent property of God, or is it an intrinsic property of God? Meaning, does the world comes out of God or exists out of God, or is the world something that already exists in God? I repeat, is the world or creation something that came out from God, or is creation of the world something that is in God already? It's very important to understand these two concepts, in or outside. So, first of all, if you say the world is outside or the world came out of God, if the world comes out of God, it means there must be a time or a moment when this world was inside of God before it came outside of God. Just like if we should follow the Christian cosmology, just like the Genesis account, uh, according to the scripture, they said God said, "Let there be light." Now, before light came into being, didn't God have an idea of what light already is before it created light? That means light must have been something that exists inside of God already before this light came out into being. So light is more like something that is already in God before the creation of light. So as other creation, the word, if it's something that came outside of God, it means there was a point in time where the word was once inside of God. Now, over to the other concept. That is, the word is something that is in God already. Now, if the word is something that has always been with God since eternity, I repeat, if the word or creation is something that has always been with God, or if the knowledge of the word or the knowledge of creation is something that has already been existing in God, then how come we say there is creation? It becomes mind boggling to believe in creation, because creation means, creating something new. But if whatever that is being created is something that is already in existence in God, then where is the newness in this? So if creation is an intrinsic property of God, then it means, like I said, uh, it means creation of the world already existed prior to the so-called existence or creation of God. Now, let's still take this concept down in order to answer our original question, that is, our statement. That is being, what were we before our birth, or what were we before creation? Did we have a pre-existence? Did we pre-exist? And if we did pre-exist, what were we? Or in what form were we? Just take your time to answer this question, because the solution to this question automatically give you the solution to the question after your death. Now, if you have a pre-existence, a life before this life, then it means you were never actually born. You were never actually born. You know, while we were in our mother's womb, we did not make a distinction about ourselves and the world and our mother. We perceive ourselves, the world, and our mother as one. There is no separation in this sense of ourselves. We saw ourselves as one. It's only later, as we keep on growing, probably around 3, 4 years, the sense of I-ness came into being, the sense of ego. The ego is a part of your consciousness that that tries to discriminate you, that gives you the otherness sense. the sense of you-ness versus the sense of me-ness. Now, when you call yourself a me, it means you are not others. Now, this is a sense of the ego. Ego separates itself from its environment and hereby causing a psychological dilemma and problems for it to coexist because it sees itself as separate from the world. Whereas the ego is an emergent property of the world. Your true self and the world are one. You can't be separate from the world. So, if we should go back to the original question, our pre-existence, if we already exist before our current birth, then it means we cannot even die even after what they call death. How can we die when we were never born? How can we die when we were never born? Your spirit descended into flesh. After the momentary time in flesh, your spirit returns back to where it came from. Your spirit or your consciousness, which is your true self, was never born. So your consciousness cannot die. For heaven to exist, your consciousness must be there. For earth to exist, your consciousness must be there. For hell to exist, your consciousness must be there. Your consciousness is ever present, always has, and always will be. If I should ask you, since your birth, since your so called birth, or since you realize you are existing, have you ever left this present moment? You experience yesterday in this present moment. You experience today in this present moment. You experience tomorrow in this present moment. Whatever you remember can only exist in the present. You can only remember it in the present moment. And whatever your future might be, whatever you see your future to be, can only be experienced in the present moment. You're imagining your future in the present moment, and you're remembering your past in the present moment. How can you live this present moment? It's not possible. You are ever present. Spirit is ever present. Your consciousness is ever present. Always has and always will be. So your consciousness exists before your birth. That is, you have a pre-existence of your consciousness. And your consciousness will still exist after your death because your consciousness was never created. It is the very part of God, the very internal part of God, the undivided part of God. So your consciousness and that of God consciousness are one and the same. Your consciousness flows out of the source of the consciousness of God. Your source is God. So the source and the passage are one. Thank you.